I can't believe I'm getting ready to tell this story. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and today I want to share with you guys a story. This isn't a prison story. This is a story that happened when I came home from prison, and this is a story that maybe somebody could relate to. Maybe there are people who can relate to this story in terms of getting released from prison. Now, in terms of exactly what I'm getting ready to share with you, I don't know if anybody could relate to this, but I guess it'll make more sense. Well, I'm just going to tell you the damn story. Now, folks, when you get released from prison, and I should know I've been released from prison twice before, the first time I had zero game plan to get out and do the right thing. In fact, my game plan was to immediately get back right into all the wrong stuff. And maybe this shirt is in horrible taste. I personally don't even like Coke. I'm a Pepsi guy. But the first time I got released from prison, I didn't have a game plan to do right. My game plan was to just get right back into the same old stuff that would lead me to trouble, ended up leading me to trouble, and guess what? Ended up leading me to do another 7 years in prison. And I don't know why it was like that for me. I had already been locked up many times in my past, not going to prison prior to the first time, but you know, getting locked up, getting out of jail, going back to jail. You would imagine that at some point during that, you would realize, let's get a game plan together to do the right thing. I wouldn't do that, and it would take me going to prison twice before I would finally do that. Well, when I got released from prison the second time, I was scared. I truly was. I was scared because I did not want to go back to any of the things that I had done in the past, because most certainly, through the umpteenth times, the immense amount of times, the unbelievable amount of times, I went to jail probably at least 15 times, prison twice, I was scared to death that I would end up falling right back into the same old stuff that I was doing. I didn't want to do that at all. So I had a game plan. I planned, as I was getting closer to my release date, after serving the 7 years in prison, get a job, get another job, make X amount of dollars per week, put this much toward that, put a budget together, a mock budget. It's going to take me working 3 jobs in an effort for me to be able to even some kind of a way reach this budget that I've put together. I was trying to prepare myself in the best possible way for getting released and trying to do the right thing, and I was scared. So I got released, and for the first 3 weeks that I was released, I didn't even have to work. In fact, I was living with a chick who didn't want me to work, which was pretty damn crazy. But I had a little bit of money that I had brought home from prison, and you know what? Even my family gave me a little bit of money when I came home from prison. My father especially. My father had been there for me quite a bit. Even though we wouldn't speak for the first 2 years that I was locked up, when I got to prison, me and him began to talk, and you know, he helped me quite a bit all throughout my life, and especially all of the times that I would end up getting locked up. But once I got released, and after those 3 weeks, it was time for me to go to work. It was time for me to try to get back into the working world. And with that, I would quickly realize just how hard that was going to be. You know, it is not always the easiest thing in the world to come home and jump right back into a job, because what you'll realize, especially when you've served years in prison, is that filling out that application and not having too much that you can put in terms of previous employment, that's not going to help you. I've shared with you guys a long time ago, the very first application that I filled out was at this fish packing house that I think paid like $8 or $9 an hour. And on that application, I didn't have anything that I could put for previous employment, so I put nothing. I've been in prison. I actually wrote that on the application. I've been in prison. I've made mistakes in my past. I'm just looking for a new start, a new beginning, and an opportunity to prove myself. And I was thinking to myself while putting that on the application, you know, whoever reads this application has got to see like just how powerful that is. Wow, look at this guy. Like, I've never seen an application like this. We've got to give this guy a chance. Is not what would happen at all. They would never call me. Well, luckily for me, there would be a temp service that was right down the street from where I was living at, and I would end up doing quite a bit of work with this temp service. They would put me on all sorts of jobs, doing banquet serving jobs where I was proving myself so much, I even became like the lead temp employee who was there to make sure like the other temp employees who were there for whatever banquets we were doing were signed in and it showed up. And when they didn't show up, the people from the hotel, because this was like a really nice hotel, would come to me and say, "Joe, where are the temps at? Hey, look, I'm a temp myself. I don't honestly know. I got no control over nothing. I'm just here to do some work." That hotel even wanted to hire me on. I mean, they liked me a lot. But then when they found out I had a criminal history and found out that I had been in prison and I was a convicted felon, They told me they couldn't. They didn't hire felons. And I worked so many jobs through this temp service that were exactly like that did not hire felons, but yet would let a felon work for them via the temp service. And I never really understood why or how that was possible, but it was what it was. But it was while I was working at the temp service that I would also get another job. I ended up with 2 jobs. I wouldn't keep these 2 jobs for very long at all. And the reason for that was because the second job would end up being Little Caesars Pizza. I got a job with Little Caesars. Little Caesars hired felons. Now, the crazy thing is I was only making $7.25 an hour, and I only worked this job for about a week. I wasn't very good at making pizzas, not real pizzas. I can make you a prison pizza all day long. Matter of fact, we need to get back to doing some prison cooking. I'm truly missing that. I'm working at Little Caesars. I'm making $7.25 an hour. I'm also working at the temp service, working any odd jobs that come available, every job that comes available. I was maintaining 2 jobs for 1 week. Only 1 week. And the straw that would break the camel's back with Little Caesar was I had an issue with the management. Now, don't get me wrong. I've got nothing against Little Caesars. I think that they're a great establishment. You got your hot and ready $5 pizzas. Nobody else is doing that. I don't think anybody else could beat that, to be honest. But I had a problem with a particular manager, I guess is the best thing to say. And this particular manager was like 17 years old. He was probably making $8 an hour. And he was 17 years old. I'm 32 years old. I'm 32, about to be 33 years old. I'm probably 33. Because I came home in October 2015. My birthday was in November. Yeah, I had to be 33. Taking orders from a 17-year-old. Now, I'm not trying to say that a 17-year-old can't be a good manager. Probably was a great manager. But again, I was just coming home from prison. And I've already got a borderline problem with authority. I'm trying to work on that. I'm just getting released. And this young boy would say something to me that would just strike all the wrong chords. I would show up to work one day 15 minutes early, trying to do the right thing. And he would call me into his little corner, because he didn't have no office. He would call me over to the corner. Mr. Guerrero, can I speak with you? Yeah, what's good, 17-year-old? See, this is something that I can't relate to, but I have to call you on this. I'm going to have to ask you to leave and go home and shave. You got to shave. You can't have any facial hair. And I'm 17 years old. I don't even have any facial hair, so I don't have to worry about this. But I'm going to need you to clock out, go home, and shave. Shave! You're making me clock out to go home and shave. I was here 15 minutes early. You are 17 years old. Do you know where I'm coming from? I've been told to shave for 7 years. I don't got to shave for them no more, and I'm damn sure not about to shave for you. Took my little apron off. Take this. I quit. I should have just done what this 17-year-old manager asked me to do, but guess what? The job wasn't all that important to me. And plus, they weren't even working me but 2 days a week for like 8 hours a week. 2 4-hour shifts. So I wasn't going to be making any money with this job at all. This was most certainly a dead-end job. And asking me to shave was the wrong thing to do. People make fun of my facial hair, my grooming profile all the time in the comment section. I accept that. But you know what I don't have to do? Not anymore, I don't. Not since getting released from prison, is I don't gotta shave. You can't tell me to do that, and neither could he. It struck the wrong chord in me because in prison, you have to shave. You have to walk around with that baby face butt ball naked all day long. Only your little mustache. That probably in some crazy way caused a little bit of PTSD for me. Well, the story that I'm sharing with you is about something that would happen after I quit that job at Little Caesars. And it was when I quit that job at Little Caesars that I felt extremely scared. Because now I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, Joe, you're bucking. You're not trying to be working. You just quit a job. It's already hard enough for you to get a job out here. All you have is the temp service. You're going to have to work extra time now. You're going to have to put in major groundwork, legwork, and whatever in an effort to try to obtain more work. And what I would end up doing, folks, was going on Craigslist and looking for side work, side hustles, people needing odd jobs done, whatever. And I found one immediately. I found one. And what this job was just doing some demolition work inside of a house that was getting renovated. This couple owned a house. They were completely gutting the house out. And me and 2 other people, they had hired off of Craigslist to go in there and do the work. And I busted my butt so hard for these people. They were paying $10 an hour. They ended up paying me $120 at the end of the day. I told them my story because, they wanted to know, hey, you're looking for work on Craigslist. How many times you been to prison? Well, actually twice. I know, I can't never get it right. But that would only end up being a one-time gig. I don't know why they never called me back. But lo and behold, I would run across something else on Craigslist that wasn't really work. And what this story is about something very crazy. But it's also about, like, I guess the length that a prisoner or an ex-prisoner has to be willing to go to in an effort to try to do it right out here, in an effort to be able to maintain some kind of sustainable income without going back to your old ways. And I know you guys can probably already imagine, with the fact that we're talking about Craigslist, you can already imagine there's all sorts of crazy posts on that website. We've done a video here in the past about some of the craziest misconnections Craigslist ads that I've ran across. I actually want to do a follow-up to that because I literally just ran across this ad right here. Look at this. This was actually in the misconnection section on Craigslist. I saw this yesterday. I really want to share this with you real quick. Dude named Little D, downtown Hampton. Hey, you used to take me to acquire party favors. We met here on Craigslist. I went by your girl's place, but neighbors said you'd moved. Get in touch with me. I need your services again, LOL. Anyone else reading this? This is not an ad for any kind of sexual tirist. That is a very powerful word right there. Of any sort. Just looking to buy what I'm seeking. Thanks for respecting this. Have a great day. Smiley face, smiley girl. Smiley girl, you the police. Yes, police, I will take 2 drugs, please. You know, I told Cody this yesterday, I almost want to respond to this ad and be like, hey, I ain't no Little D, but I got all the party favors you need. I got all the party favors. I got the best party favors there are. And I hope that this is a police ad, because what I'd like to do is show up after visiting Party City with a bunch of those little things and the whistles and the hats. I got the party favors. A sting operation gone awry. They'd probably still find some kind of a way to lock us up for that. But anyways, I only share that ad with you because, again, you guys know how much crazy stuff takes place on this website. Well, what I would run across was something that I had never done before. Need to put this out there. I've never done this before. Famous last words of anybody who finds themselves in a very complicated situation. And I'm not going to lie. I was interested. And folks, again, when I share this with you, let me know if you can relate to this. And if you can't relate to this, let me know if this is something that you would consider. Because again, when you come home from prison or when you find yourself in a desperate situation, desperate times call for desperate measures, kind of makes sense. And it kind of sounded like a pretty decent deal. I ran across an ad on Craigslist that was inquiring and in search of used men's underwear. Somebody was looking to purchase those. And I wish I would have saved the ad, but mind you, this was over 3 years ago. I didn't even know what a screenshot was back then. But when I ran across this ad, it said something inquiring, searching for used men's underwear offering $30 a pair. Now, when I run across this ad, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not gay, okay? I'm not gay. It's not, but $30 is $30. Isn't that a t-shirt? Actually, that's very ironic. I've actually got a t-shirt that says that, which is even worse. So, me being curious, famous last words, I respond to this ad and I say, hey, I think I can help you with what you're looking for. I'm not proud of this, okay? And I know what this probably makes me sound like, but damn it, I was trying to see some sustainable income. And I was thinking to myself, trying to justify this, because when you find yourself inquiring or curious or interested in something like this, you have to justify it. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, you know what? It's not going back to my old ways. And this has got to be kind of legit. And who knows? What if I could do this on the regular? I might be able to make a decent part-time salary from this. That was the justification. $17 for a 5-pack of Hanes at Walmart. 5 times 30, that's $150. I respond to this ad saying, hey, I think I can help you find what you're looking for. Stud. I don't know. But I definitely had to sell this, okay? Because, with this weird of an ad as they placed, they need to make sure that whoever's responded to this is coming correct, is legit. So I probably responded like, hey, Stud Muffin, I'm not going to go any further. You guys can probably use your vividest imaginations and put it together. I mean, really, I'm curious to know what you probably think I said, so comment that down below as well and ruin my day. I responded not knowing if this person was going to respond back to me. Again, I'm not proud of this, okay? But they did respond back to me. And they said something along the lines of, hey, sweet cheeks. Nobody even called me sweet cheeks in prison. We opened up a line of communication. And I'm already feeling guilty. I'm feeling dirty and ashamed of myself. Desperate times called for desperate measures. And damn it, I was going to sell this person some used underwear. We opened up the line of communication, but I would make a fatal mistake, a clerical error of preposterous measures. I don't think that made any sense. I would make a big mistake, and that was I would become greedy prior to even selling the first pair of used ta-dun-ta-duns. Ta-dun-ta-dun, ball sweat. That error that I would make was greed. $30 a pair, $17 a pack for a 5-pack at Walmart. That's $150, boy. We're making $133 profit. But I want to do this person a solid. And what I said was, I was like, hey, look, I can help you. I've got what you need. The sweat is real. You see the pits. You might not be able to see them with the white shirt. They're not even that bad right now, actually. But look at them cannons, though. Your boy's been working out, losing weight, getting in shape. I would say to this person, I can help you with what you need, and $30 a pair. That's a little low. See, let me tell you a little bit about me. I work at a temp service, and I'm a convict. This is like lying about who you are on like a chat room. Completely buff, work out 12 days a week. Yeah, I'm a convict and I work at a temp service, so you know I sweat a lot and I do physical, manual labor. And $30 is just a little low for the sweat stains that I'm about to offer you with these. These things are stinking. Stinking. How about $40 a pair? Or tell you what, I know, we're gonna barter here. We're gonna barter for my boxers. We're gonna barter for my ball-stained boxers. I'm not proud of this, okay? I want to keep throwing that in there because I think that as shameful as I am to share this story with you, and this is absolutely the truth, if you've never found yourself in a situation like this, would you? $30 is $30. I said I want $40 a pair and mind you, I was in them streets. I lived that life. My math skills is correct. $40 for one, or you can get 2 for $50. Because 2 for $50 is still only going to come up to $150 for a 5-pack. But I didn't know if this was a one-time deal or not. So instead of getting $30, let me try to get the most and get $50. Or at least $40. But unfortunately, $40 would be too much for one pair. $50 was out of the question. And he would hit me back saying that. And again, like I said, not only do I feel bad for entertaining this and being this close to getting involved in this, he would also degrade me in a very degrading way. Telling me, like, who do you think you are? Thinking your ball sweat stains are worth $40 a pair. Anybody else will sell them to me for $30. And that was it. He was gone. I guess I should have just took the $30. Folks, I share this story with you for a number of reasons. One, it's absolute insanity. It proves the lengths that an individual is willing to go to, and probably even further than that. I'm not saying me personally. No. It just depends on what the money was like. Back then, okay? Desperate times, desperate measures. Look, it is what it is. But if somebody was offering you $30 for your used ta-dun-ta-duns, would you take that? I almost did it back then, and I'm damn sure thinking about possibly trying to do it now. New After Prison Show merch on the way. I went on Craigslist looking for more ads like this while preparing to tell you this story, and I didn't see any. I wonder, was he ever successful in obtaining what he was seeking? Ain't talking about no party favors. Kinda we are. What was he wanting those for? I can only imagine. Who was the individual who ended up making the sale? Something else I thought about time and time again. But also something else that I think is, it probably was a good idea that I didn't end up making this transaction. Because God only knows what could have happened. I could have been abducted. I could have had a chloroform rag over my face and ended up in some kind of a chained in the basement movie, except in real life. Might not have ever been here to share this story with you. Everything happens in life for a reason. And though I wouldn't make that transaction and obtain that $30 for my used pair of sweat catchers, I would end up finding other work. I would get the job at the concrete pouring company, thank God. When you come home from prison, you will be almost willing to do anything if it could possibly lead to sustainable income. And though this was a crazy story to share with you guys, embarrassing, yes, the comment section is going to be flooded with absolute craziness. I know that. I share this story to prove a point, and that is what I just said. When you come home from prison, you are going to be willing to do damn near anything. If the shoe fits, if the money's right. And I want to leave just a little more food for thought for you guys with this. Let's just say hypothetically I did it. I didn't. You might not even believe that, but I truly didn't. But what if I did? And what if it was actually successful? What if I became like, I couldn't wear enough pairs of boxers per day to keep up with the orders? Could you see this on Shark Tank? Next into the tank, This is actually probably $1 million idea. You know, I do try to give you guys some gold with some humor, with some educational and life lessons attached to all that we do here. You never know. This could be a gold mine in the making for somebody, or maybe even myself. Hey, look, that's it. Thank God. I just wanted to share this story with you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about this. Leave a like just for the simple fact that I'll be putting it all out there on the line. My life is an open book, and maybe this story helps somebody. I don't honestly know how it could. Might have gave somebody a good idea, though. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment, and see, now I'm going to get gully with it. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day. Peace!